this is a horror comedy that is quite fitting, especially in the LA setting of dying to get thin at any cost. And with the new weight loss drugs and how they've taken effect, timing couldn't be better. Today I'm here with director Nathan Hertz and producer, and please forgive me if I butcher this, Alexandra Bromstad. And we are talking about, and I'm going to butcher the name because I'm terrible with pronunciations, Thinestra.
Thinestra.
Thinestra. Thank
Yeah.
you. You know, like
But you know what?
Zarathustra.
We
So,
take it both ways. So
well, I want to try to
Thinestra.
get it as accurate as possible because it's your film and this is a fun horror comedy.
Thank you so
When you got,
much. Yeah. We're incredibly
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. We have a bit of a delay. So if anyone catches that, it's just internet connection. So sorry, Nathan, go ahead.
yeah. I'm just saying we're incredibly proud of the film and just seeing the response here at Raindance has been amazing. So we're excited to be on FanboyNation. I'm a big fan of the platform. As a fanboy myself.
Well, thank you
um,
so much. And, the fun part about this is your main actress is not overweight or heavy set, but in her head, she is fat, which
right.
is quite common, especially in this industry of
Yeah.
Hollywood, where you have to be a size two to look like a size eight on camera.
Right. Right. That's absolutely right. And it was actually identical twins playing the same role. So we actually have two lead actors, and who are just unbelievably phenomenal, Melissa and Michelle Macedo. Yeah. And it's very unusual for twins to be playing the same role. So yeah.
So did you have to, put one in a heavier suit, or like how did it work out in the combination between the two?
Costume was incredible and had uh, various magic tricks kind of to go through the stages because our main character, Penny, takes an Ozempic-like drug, mysterious black market drug, and there are three of them. As she takes each one, her body continues to morph, and as she violently sheds this weight, that weight comes back as a bloodthirsty man-eating doppelganger.
Yeah.
Which is
So
absolutely
we had
fantastic.
we agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having identical twins was, I don't think we could have done it practically without them. So yeah. But the movie is so much more about how she sees herself. Obviously, both the twins are gorgeous, but she's not meeting her New Year's resolution. She's not fitting into, like, let's say, the pants that she fit into a year ago. And like that's kind of where we find her at the start of the movie, just like so many of us are, like, desperate to lose weight, like, yeah.
Right.
So
And social media
that's the
doesn't
thing.
help,
It's
especially
like,
with all the Instagram models out there.
I was just about to say, yeah, it's like we are inundated with like images of either like, Instagram models or people being like, you just have to love your body. Like, just love it how it is. Just like be totally positive. And a lot of people, like, it's a very personal story for me, like, fall somewhere in the middle, right? Where it's like, I don't always love my body. And yeah, I do want to lose weight. So, like, where do I exist, right? Culturally. So this film speaks to that.
Right. This also reminded me how you have identical twins playing the same character, but one is, the doppelganger monster eating her way through society, and the other one trying to lose all the weight. Uh,
Right,
you know,
right.
I when I was growing up wrestling, I there was a set of identical twins on our team, and the easiest way for them to avoid competition, especially with each other, was that each one was in a different weight class. So they were
Oh,
just one
wow.
weight class away from each other. So like if one was
Yeah, yeah.
145, the other one would be 150 or vice versa or whatever.
Oh, that's
And that
genius.
way,
Yeah.
both of them could have a spot on the team. So it's interesting to see how in a film like this, one would be the heavier one would be the lighter one would be the villainous one, and one would be the one just trying to survive.
That's right. That's right. And it's also kind of about, like, it's like we place so much meaning on like our excess weight and our fat, and we resent it so much. We get so angry about it. And what we're trying to do with the movie is like externalize that for a second and be like, hey, like, what's all this shame about? Like,
Yeah.
we're all in a theater together. Like, we can look at this like fat monster and be like, that's scary, or that's funny, or like, wow, I really I really don't want to be eaten by this thing or whatever, you know, like so yeah.
Yeah. Was
Um,
the catalyst for this film like when the Ozempic Wegovia thing hit and you said, how are we going to go about this? Or was it something to the extent of you are working on it and then all of a sudden news breaks and the trend is there that it's like, oh, this is going to be perfect for marketing just with timing because we didn't expect, the outbreak of people jumping on the trend.
Well, I mean, to answer you as clearly as I can, it was both. I also like I early on went on Wegovy, and I happened to get really sick from it. So although that's not everyone's experience, that was mine, and it was yeah, it was like it was this cultural shift with these new weight loss drugs, matched with just like a desire that I've had for many years to like tell a story which captures these ideas, but not in an exceptionalized way, not like like let's say like the whale or like maybe a more heightened landscape, like the substance. Like I wanted to do something like about like
Right.
real people.
No, I dig
Yeah,
that, and I don't
yeah,
think a lot of people realize that the substance is just a reimagining of the Diary of Dorian Gray.
yeah, yeah. That's an excellent that's an excellent point. Yeah, it's like this bifurcation of like
Mhm.
being and self.
So, Alexandra, how did you come onto this project? Have you been friends with Nathan for a while? Did you see him go through this struggle with getting sick off the medication? Like I have adverse effects to medication as well, so it's not something I try. Plus, I'm deathly afraid of needles, so that's two strikes right there.
Yeah.
Like any responsible horror fan.
So Nathan and I actually went to school together in London. So it's especially meaningful to be at the Raindance Film Festival, kind of having the world premiere of the movie here because it's in a way a kind of creative homecoming for us. So after school, we both moved back to LA and have been collaborating together for kind of 10 plus years. And Nathan brought uh, an early draft of the script to me and was like, I want to make this. And I completely fell in love with it. Uh, Nathan, along with our DP, Joe Wesley, have a studio in LA, a studio space where it's like this, let's tailor make this script for our physical space. And that's what we went about and did. And I'm very proud to say, I kind of played a role in every single department on the film. I was mixing up goop. I was I was a getaway driver at some point for some of our more run and gun sequences. And it's just been an unbelievable experience and creative journey to make this film. And I'm so excited for people to get to see it because it's fun and it's scary and it's such a visceral story that so many of us can connect to.
And
Yeah.
also the fact that you're the money, so you're sitting there every time you're mixing something new or you need a retake, you're just with the calculator going, all right, are we in budget?
And the answer was always no.
The answer is always no. Let's do it anyway.
Nathan, this is a
Yeah.
complete sidebar
Yeah.
question that I'm going to
We're
ask you.
so proud.
I was like, this is a complete sidebar question, unrelated to the film,
Yeah.
but let's get it out of the way. Since your last name is
Yeah.
Hertz, how hard is it to rent from Enterprise?
Yeah. It's a nightmare. Everyone needs to go to Hertz Rent a Cars right now. I think did they go out of business actually? I'm kind of maybe they went out of business and they came back. I don't know.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Actually,
We're just clearing up the
yeah.
misconception that you might be like an heir to the Enterprise, and it's like, why is he making indie films instead?
No, I'm less on the, like fortune rental car side, more on the like pain, ouch meaning of the name Hertz. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, you were going to say about the film and the production and working with Alexandria in this.
I mean, Alexander could not have been a better collaborator all at every single step of the way, like from early script notes to the madness that was pre-production. Like I hand drew every like still of the movie and like we planned meticulously because I think when you're on a limited budget, like the planning actually has to be like at a higher standard.
Yeah.
because time is so precious. And so this movie is thanks to Alex for sure. Yeah.
I mean,
is there something that
it's thanks to Nathan. It's thanks to our incredible cast. Who
this is what we do. We hype each other up all the time. This is
It
how
looks
we're
like
able
it.
to make films.
That's what creative collaboration is. Picking each other up off the ground. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Right. Mom didn't love me enough, so I'm going to make friends with somebody that will. I get it.
Why you got to speak to my heart like that? Is this therapy?
If our moms see that, they'll be very upset.
Yeah.
We did have loving moms, but
No,
still glutton for punishment.
We can still tease them about it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
No, with the film itself, and then putting it into production, and then completing a full-length feature like this, when it's put out into the world, and you're getting a positive response, and it's not just people that are struggling with weight or have lost the weight or are on the the shots themselves, everyone can relate to it in a certain way, whether it's, like I said, a wrestler trying to make 145 and they have to have a specific weight that they have on the scale, versus a bodybuilder that's trying to get down to 2% body fat for a competition where they look phenomenal but feel terrible. Like, you've incorporated all of this into the film.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I do think it's for everyone. I think it's a wild ride. I mean, if nothing else, it's I mean, you should see the audience responses. I mean, it's wild. We were talking about doing vomit bags for people in the theater, like as a little gift.
We do vomit bags, Thinestra vomit bags for people to have alongside their popcorn, plus little baggies of Thinestra that are actually mints.
See, there you go. That's a great idea. That's great marketing right there.
So fun and useful, because people do relate that they get sick.
Yeah, it's kind of like see at your own warning.
Right.
But I'm super proud of the fact that it's absolutely body horror. It does have that, visceral factor, but it's also horror. Right. It's scary. Our monster is scary, and she's not, I would kind of say she's not evil. She's just hungry. She just is this raw state of hunger that is a little bit amoral, kind of, which is fun to watch, and allows you to connect with her a little bit differently, as opposed to like, oh, this is an evil villain.
Yeah.
So
kind of like, oh yeah, I have that side of me.
So that also begs the question. But that also begs the question: what foods were being planned to be villainous? I mean, I'm not going to give too much away, but there is a donut scene early in the film. So, because donuts are a huge temptation for some people. Is there some food that was almost vilified, but, you were like, oh, we don't want to attack this industry because of whatever, Domino's Pizza, we'll throw them out there because I don't like their pizza and they're never going to sponsor me anyway.
They made a cameo in the film, actually. Nothing was off the table, pun intended. I think, for me, I was on this really restrictive diet, and I kept having these recurring nightmares of being trapped in a donut prison. And I would wake up and I'd kind of laugh at myself because, of course it was like, oh, I can't, I can't eat because I'm on this diet, but the only way I know to escape is to eat my way out. And of course, that's what I wanted to do anyway. So, people were like, why isn't there more chocolate in this movie? And I was like, well, because I'm not a chocoholic. I'm addicted to pastries. That's why everything in the movie is a pastry. So and
there is some chocolate just for the chocoholics.
There's a little bit of chocolate.
And it's a Christmas time horror movie, so we get really deep into all the treats as well. I have to say that all of the food spreads were Herculean efforts of our production design department, as well as close friends of Nathan who would kind of come in and cater for us. So everybody had a hand to play in the enormous amount of food that we had on set.
Yeah.
Was the wrap party all pastries or just salad to counteract what you filmed?
By the end of this, no one wanted to go near a donut. I'll tell you. I was like, well, someone take these. I was like, we have 500 donuts. Does anyone want to take donuts home? I mean, I think we all gained 15 pounds on this movie. We had so many excess donuts. So yeah.
So there were no donuts at the wrap party.
No donuts at the wrap party. Yeah.
We have
Just a
to
lot of
ask, the
alcohol.
wrap party could have just been this healthy, like, dinner salad, and that's the end of it.
We were
No,
like a
that's-
tribe. By the end of the movie, it was like I think all we wanted was like cigarettes and whiskey. We were like, we've lived like 20 years in the last like whatever 20 days that we've had. Like so, yeah.
And that goes to show, I mean, this was only what, a 20-day shoot. You didn't have 6 months to do it. Like if we break it up into amount of shoot days,
Yeah.
versus like if it was either
Yeah.
linear 20 days or a spread of 20 days to put it together.
Yeah, we had like I'd say about a little like
It
about
was 19 in the core shoot, and then we had
a
a
few
number
days
of
of reshoot days. Yeah.
pickups and
Um,
uh,
I mean, I just want to call out to our actors because like,
Oh my
you know, when you're on such a limited, people don't, if you have the luxury to do like 50 takes in a scene, you can really like warm up and get there and find it. But what we were asking for, Alex and I, was like people to come in prepped and prepared and deliver.
yeah.
And like that's why we have a really seasoned, amazing cast. And like some of these takes, like if I could only show people like how little time we had and what
Yeah.
incredible performances we got. I remember like we worked with this amazing editor, Joshua Raymond Lee, and
Emmy nominated for Ripley.
yeah, he cut Ripley, and he was like, are we missing coverage here, or like what's the? And I was like, no, we had like 2 takes per person. He was like, man, this is amazing. I can't believe you guys made this work. So yeah.
So with that, and the speed and the thrift of getting this done, was there something that you wrote that was fantastic on paper, but either in execution seemed too gross for the film, or something that just didn't fit the narrative that you wish you could have put in from the final cut?
That I wish I could have put in from the final cut. So something I wrote initially,
But just
but
didn't
then
work.
didn't make the final
Yeah.
cut. Yeah. You know, I thought that there should be a scene where our main character takes a beat and questions, am I the one causing all of this bloodshed around me? She's kind of like starting to be like, wait a second, like, was this me? And I thought when I was writing it, I was like, this scene's absolutely essential, because how can we be on board for her as a person unless she's questioning herself in this way? But when we watched the edit, I thought this was absolutely incredible because we wrote it so carefully, Oliver Fox Lerner and I, and it slowed the narrative. And it was almost like it had to be like a runaway train, right? Like once things started to go bad, like things had to move so quickly that if we just even let the character take a beat and be like, wait a second, it's like she's getting her bearings, and it slowed the narrative. So yeah, that was something that didn't make it to the final.
But there was nothing that was too gruesome.
No, nothing too gruesome. We left all that in there.
All of that stayed.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave you with this. Sorry, go ahead, Nathan.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I will say, I can't tell you how many horror films I've seen where characters vomit. It's like maybe the most classic thing that you'd see, like every movie, right? Even in a high school movie, I gotta go to the bathroom and vomit. For me, when I vomit, I cry every single time. And I'm a scrometer as well. So I kind of scream and cry when I vomit. It's like very devastating to do. It's like, I think in movies, it's one of those things. It's like flying through a glass window, right? Like we've seen it so many times that it's like, yeah, the character's fine. I wanted to make sure that it was like visceral and real and hard. And we had to scale back a little bit because Michelle was like actually starting to get there. We're like, okay, I think we've gone far enough. So yeah, I would say that was a thing.
Well,
sorry for that disgusting detail.
No, it's okay, because we want people to see a horror comedy that's a little nauseating at times.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave you with this. Before we do all the plugs, next screening, next festival, everything else, aside from donuts, ultimate cheat meal that we have to have before we lose our appetite in seeing the film.
Aside from donuts,
yeah.
I mean, all of the Christmas goodies, like a whole Yule log.
Yeah, eat an entire Yule log. I recommend that. If you don't know what that is, that's like the cake that's meant to look like a tree.
Is that the one that looks like the little Debbie swirl cakes that are like about this big?
Exactly. Yeah, that's the one. Oh God, this is a tough one. I don't know.
Fudge.
Fudge. Yeah. I would say pack it in, have a nice big bite of fudge, and it might be the last time you'll enjoy that for a little while.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Guys, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Let us know where we can find you on social media, and then plug the rest of the festival and where we will be able to find the film, once you guys get back to the States.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram. I'm at Nertz. That's at NERTZZZ. And you can go to
Thinestra.
Yeah, and at Thinestra, that's THINESTRA. Think Thinestra. And you can go to thinestra.com. You can find us there.
Trailer is there.
Trailer's there. We'd love to see you there. Message us. We're open books.
Absolutely.
And then what was the other thing we need to do? Our screenings.
Screenings, yeah. So tomorrow at the View Piccadilly at 1:00, followed by Q&A with us, the actors, Melissa and Michelle Macedo, and Gavin Stenhouse, Jason Perlman. And then on Saturday again at 2 p.m. all the same, View Piccadilly. In terms of next steps, we actually we found out we're in another amazing festival, but we can't say which one it is yet. But we'll start posting about that as soon as we can. And I think that's all we can.
I think that's all we can
right
say.
now.
Yeah. We've been sworn to silence, unfortunately.
All right, then I'm going to add this as a bonus question.
Yeah.
What does the sequel look like?
Oh, go on. We are in active talks. We are in active talks about the Thinestra universe and what happens next.
I think that we're going into like some blood and barbecue sauce territory, I would say.
We're gonna step outside of LA and visit this experience in another area, hometown USA.
Okay. Is it going to be like this ultra thin hard gainer that just can't gain muscle, so is just chugging protein shakes and it just backfires?
Wait, say that again. I'm gonna. Can you like actually tell us more about what the plot of this movie is?
I don't know. I'm wondering because you guys are thinking about a sequel, so
Yeah, I think people are gonna love it. I think we have the perfect follow-up to this movie, and I think you'll just have to wait and see, I suppose.
Well, I'm thrilled for you guys. Thank you so much for your time today. Congratulations, and enjoy your time in the UK.
Oh, thanks so much. This was a pleasure.
Hope to talk to you soon. Bye.